Welcome to Warblog. This is a new feature thing video. It's not ideal because it doesn't actually work. I've got the Journal of Modern War. I just sort of launched it today. When I say launched it, I mean it's sort of like I kicked it into the estuary because I'm so sick to death of it being up there on the slide thing, waiting to be launched. Because it's not quite complete in a sort of brilliant sense. But if I didn't plunge it in, it's been there for years now. So it's that sort of product launch. But it should be showing here. I mean, it's nothing particular about this. This should be showing at like go to Amazon and buy it, but it's not working. So I have to sort that out. It's visible on my other computer, so I don't know why it's not working here. But anyway, you can see it on Amazon here, and that's it. Now the thing is, this is the Kindle edition, and the Kindle edition, the cover is different to the print edition. It's only 39 pages, but I do intend to increase that. The prime feature of this journal is, well, let's just take it back a few things. Essentially, what it contains is nothing more than the last 20 things. So there'll be, because I've got 760 games, that means I can have about 38 of these journals. So the first one covers the first 20, although there's not quite 10 in here. It goes into over to here. So the first journal covers, in descending order, this. It doesn't at the moment, but it will include the quiz as well. And so each of these scenarios is included. So basically, for example, before I did it, I did update. Well, I didn't actually. I updated it after I put it up, but I've updated this recently. So, for example, it's this map. With this text, and that's it. So each one, it's the map and the text. I've gone a bit different to how I was intending to do it. How I was intending to do it is more exemplified by this, because I had the things, but I don't want to use this. I might redo it and use this principle, but I don't want these crappy arrows in there. And so I'm going to start being a little more thoughtful about how I do this. To be quite honest, I don't know why. I think all I did was copy this much, so this one will probably need to be reviewed as well. But as I said, it's a sort of thing. It's ongoing. And it's in development, so to speak. So when you look inside, for example, that's the cover. The cover will be different on the print one. What I'm trying to get to here is this is one page, that's the first page, just a bit of blurb. This is the second page, just a bit of blurb. It will be broken up, so that's a whole page. And then there's the content, so that's a page. And then then it goes down like this. So we got this, we got the picture. So you just seen the picture. It includes the hexes, so it looks. I decided to do it that way, but unfortunately, that's as far as the sample goes. But the print version is going to be, well, it is. It's about 8 inches by 11 inches. So I've done it as big as I can. It's a custom size, actually. Not that the custom size made it any bigger than the standard size, but the standard size was slightly taller, but wouldn't allow my pictures, wouldn't allow full color inside. So the whole idea of this is that, so these are the scenarios that it includes, and they're the first 20. So there's no logic to it. It's just the 20. Some of them are not very good. For example, I'm going to have to do Operation Masher. Where's Masher? I'm pretty sure I've got Masher in here somewhere. Maybe not. Yeah, Operation Masher. I've never been happy with that, and it's in here. I might have to review it. So, but because no one ever buys any of these things anyway, I doubt they're going to sort of be, going out like hotcakes, and then people saying, "Oh, it's rubbish." It's not rubbish, but it looks. But the thing is, it's far from massively complete. That's what I'm trying to say. But I'm going to work on it and develop it. And to be quite honest, it's good enough. I mean, obviously, it's only 39 pages, which, if you know anything about books, is nothing. I'm going to expand on that. So, for example, this one's actually got a lot more text. I didn't realise I didn't add all of this. I've only added this, so there's going to be a few more pages for that. But I don't like chasing pages because I've been doing that for years on other things. But for example, I've some of these. Some of them, that's it. So obviously that's all the text there is. Well, that's rubbish. So so I'm gonna have to go back. But I did this one today, so it was just second battle squat, whatever, and now it's not a huge amount more, but there's now more than one line of text. So if you put that in comparison to, I think, the one that's next to it, should be down here, although I'm not sure. No, there's a reasonable amount of text on there. But basically, the text you see in here, I think it's this one actually. No, the text you see in here is what you get. Now, again, some of this other stuff is. I was lots of spelling mistakes, so I have to sort that out. I've done the basic spelling mistakes in the whatever thing, but basically that's all you get. So you get the picture and you get the text. But I will be going through and adding more pictures as per this one, so that each scenario will have more pictures. But I don't want to use these because I don't want to use the crappy arrows, and it's just illustrative. So the whole point of this, it's obviously it's a serious discipline, and I'm quite excited about the prospect of putting this together and making something of it. But at the same time, the principle of the book is to allow these things to be printed out in high resolution, not so much high resolution, it's more like a picture book. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't want people picking it up because they want to read all about the Battle of Raqqa. Although, to be quite honest, hopefully I will be able to, because there's no reason why I can't add a load of bump. I just go to Wikipedia or whatever sources and build it up. So I will be building up something that will be useful and relevant, and will hopefully, complement the overall production. But the whole point is, it's what I'm going to be trying to do is to getting stills like this throughout the book. And so when it comes down to being 39 pages here, hopefully I'll be able to get over 100. But the thing is, because they're not going to sell it, it's not a priority. But the whole idea is that I will get, I've got enough material to get 38 volumes. So that's a lot of books. The top bit will always be the same, but this bit will vary based on one of the particular scenarios from inside, just sort of almost randomly, really. But whatever one looks most interesting. Ironically, this is now all changed, because these little green things, they're paratroopers, and they're not in there anymore. They're now aeromobile. So and I've always wanted to do this, is to sort of go back continually over the older scenarios and to redo them, not so much redo them, but upgrade them, review them, especially based on my my learning curve and the information I've learned, etc. Developments in the game. For example, in here I actually went through and put quite a lot of effort to replace all of these, which were regular infantry units with irregular units, so that's all changed. These units are now air mobile as opposed to being starting off on the map, etc., etc. But the point is, maybe I've already said this, but the print book, which will be $10, it's only $10 because the they want $6 just for making it, so that's $4 profit for me, and then taxes or whatever. It's not worth doing any less. But I don't imagine this will sell a huge amount. But what I am hoping is that people with an interest in modern war, and possibly a passing interest and or familiarity with hex and counter games, will think this looks interesting, I'll buy that, and or maybe even buy the set. Now, as I said, it's early days yet, and I do want to get way beyond 39 pages, but even when I do the volume 2, it's still going to be a long haul just to produce one of these books. That's why it's taken me probably about 2 years from putting the stuff all together to sort of get this in the pipeline to actually getting anywhere near something having been done. But these print volumes hopefully will be nice picture books that will give people something extra, because I think there are probably people that are interested in the site. I mean, I've looked at it from a few angles recently, and it's not too far off being a news site because I cover things. I was also looking at the significance. You can go back, because it's all historically accurate. You can go back, and things do make sense. Sometimes they're a bit harder to sort of figure out, but when you actually sort of know what you're looking at, you go back to any of the scenarios on the site and you think, hang on, this does make sense. I realise what's happening. This battle of the Swat, second battle of Swat, you can actually sort of see how it actually all fits together and works, and I think that's key to it all. But what I'm saying is there will be people that might be interested, but they're not really gamers, and they're not maybe people that would sign up, and because there's lots of people that look at the site, and I think, to be fair, they're not going to go off like hotcakes because they're not themed. And I'm not going to start theming them, but I might do that later as a spin-off. So, for example, I might do one that has all of the Vietnam scenarios, one that has all of the Iran-Iraq war scenarios, and actually make it something very specific like that. But that will be for future down the road sort of stuff. To be quite honest, I get quite excited about all this stuff, because what I think about is well, it's more for the future. I don't want to sound weird, but as I get older myself, and I sort of think, well, interesting things to do, it's sort of something that I could probably get my teeth into, in a few years down the road when I've got a lot more to work with. And I'm quite excited about the possibility for these. Now, the journal, I think, will be of interest to someone that's got some spare money and they fancy just getting this sort of stuff like they would a magazine. But I do hopefully want to put it together as a product that is more significant and more substantial and more rewarding to actually read and to possess, to own, and to collect. Because I'm very much into the sort of the idea of people collecting things. I think if essentially, I mean, at this stage, I can produce 38 of these journals based on the material I've got. And obviously, I can't press a button and just knock them all out, but it's not too far off that. But going through and tidying them all up and making them all a little bit better is going to be something else. But if I ever get round to doing the series, I think that they will actually appeal to then another set of people that are actually maybe interested in other things. So to put it into perspective, what I did today, and this was, I'm not sure how, but this was before I'd even contemplated doing the journal, but I got up and I did these. These are from the M23 Rebellion. And I was just looking, I don't know why, I was just sort of looking through the wars, and I thought, I'm going to do something different. I'll do something different. And this one was, it struck me as being difficult, but different. And I thought, what more can I do on this? So this was the one that was there. And I looked at it and I thought, that's difficult to understand. And then I sort of figured it out. And so I added this top section. This represents the 19th of November march in Goma, march on Goma, in which the rebels captured Goma. So this is the 19th of November. So when you put it into perspective, it actually becomes all quite accurate. But then I just added these other two, and you can see this is the 6th of July and this is the 8th of July. So they take, this is the first place they take, and then after that they march from here up to this other place. But the point is that what I can sort of do, is that skewed? They don't look square to me. Maybe I messed up the, they look a bit skewy, like rectangles, not squares. These look like squares. It's like, oh well, it doesn't matter. I'm sure it will suffice. But the point is, you know, I could run this out as a much simpler book on the entire M23 rebellion, because it lasted for a few months, maybe up to a year. I can't quite remember. It's easily checked. But the thing is, you know, this is something, some of these smaller battles I could easily produce as a book, and that's sort of what I want to do. So if you look through the wars, some of them are actually quite complete and some of them are nowhere near complete. For example, I've pretty much got the whole of this one. There's one scenario that I'm missing, the more northern one, and then there's putting it all together. So there's about two more, and I could probably figure out a few more to do in here, but then I could actually produce one of those little books for the 1948 Arab-Israeli War, etc., etc. So this is the start of it all. So there you go. And I will speak to you later. Cheerio.